12 celebrities have moved into the Big Brother house and are going to start a battle for $250,000. With all the glitz and glamour gone, who will make it to the end without their assistant, their publicist, and their phone? We'll find out soon enough. But first, I'm talking to not one, but two Big Brother winners in studio. Welcome to a special preview of AfterBuzz TV's Celebrity Big Brother After Show.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Oh, yes.
We had to play this song.
Duh.
One of our house guests is...
A nice little cameo in this.
Yes.
Oh man, it's gonna be stuck in my head the rest of the night.
You guys, good evening. I'm Bryce McClay, and welcome to a special preview of AfterBuzz TV Celebrity Big Brother After Show. I am certainly thrilled to be here. Tonight we are going to be breaking down the cast and making our predictions and telling you who we think is going to win. But first, always, I'm thrilled to be here in the winner's circle. I have two Big Brother winners here tonight.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's amazing. First of all, the other half of my final two.
Oh my
the
gosh.
winner of Big Brother Over the Top, Morgan Millette.
I'm so happy to be back. I had to leave shortly during our Big Brother 20 after show
totally
to
ditched
go
us.
do things. So I'm so excited to be back here with Bryce. And I'm loving this cast. I'm loving it. And I also didn't realize we have two winners here until you pointed that out. So
What?
I know, me neither. Oh my God, I forgot. That's so crazy.
Okay, you guys, and
I know, we already spent all our money, that's why.
She is a Tony Award-winning actress, singer, and host. Yeah, and you might also know her as the first ever winner of Celebrity Big Brother. Please welcome Marissa Jaret Winokur.
Yay!
Thank you
Happy
so
to be
much
here.
for being
I
here.
love it.
We're so excited.
So excited.
Okay, well, first, we're going to get things off, start quickly, but first, again, what does Julie say about how potential house guests should prepare to play the game? We'll tell you in a special edition of Chen Chatter. Stay with us. Ooh. But first, let's talk about AfterBuzz, our wonderful company that we work for.
Oh my gosh, guys, I have a special shout out, and you need to listen to this. It's V important.
It's V important.
So before we move on to the next topic, we wanted to say thank you for making us the ESPN of TV talk. For us to continue and grow, we could use your help. Come on now. If you're on YouTube right now, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. If you're on iTunes, please give us a 5-star rating. We'll give you a nice little shout out on air because who doesn't like hearing their name on air, right? But no matter where you are, leave us a comment so you can get involved in the conversation, especially with us. We're very interactive. There's always something going on in Big Brother. I mean, it's 3 days a week. Give us a comment. Being a part of AfterBuzz TV has meant so much to all of us, and we truly appreciate you supporting us and doing what we love. Don't forget to tell your friends and keep enjoying our show, especially Celebrity Big Brother.
Woo! That was good. Okay, so the celebrities have been in sequester for about a week or around here.
It makes me crazy.
I feel like we're gonna probably get an eviction probably by the end of the premiere episode.
So.
You'd think so, but I just want to say really quickly, sorry, we're gonna try not to talk about anything that has happened or has not aired yet, but just a warning, there may be a couple things that
we 100% will slip up.
Yeah.
So
that's
spoiler
for
alert.
sure.
Okay.
That's for sure. Okay.
Yeah. Just a little, but not like big spoiler alerts. Not like HOH stuff.
No.
Just
Nothing massive.
Yeah.
Nothing massive. Just little sprinkles here and there. Okay, so let's talk about this cast. We've got Tom Green, Tamar Braxton, okay, Ryan Lochte, Lolo Jones, Ricky Williams, Natalie Eva Marie. That's 3 first names. Kato Kalin, Candy Burris, Jonathan Bennett. Thank you. Next, Joey Lawrence, Dina Lohan, and Anthony Scaramucci. Okay, Marissa, I just have to ask first. Who called you? What did you tell them? And did you tell people different things?
3 people called me.
Whoa!
Three people called me. 2 are in the house and 1 isn't.
Interesting.
I'm not going to say who the one isn't because it's not fair.
Of course.
But I gave her lots of advice.
So maybe season 3.
And then she didn't do the show. So maybe I scared her.
You scared her away.
Which is so crazy, which made me feel bad. I think I scared that one. I did speak to Jonathan. I spoke a lot more to Jonathan. I spoke to Jonathan the most, which is now scaring me. Again, because the house is so different, right, than on my house. And I did tell him at the end, I did say, all of this advice that I'm playing, because I basically was like, dude, you gotta lay low. You gotta chill. You gotta stay calm. You gotta clearly I didn't do that. But lay low in the, don't win all the challenges.
Right.
Clearly I didn't do that. That wasn't by choice. That was strictly because I couldn't do it. But I was like, don't go in there and be, the most athletic. But then that house, but I did say right before he left, I said, but play the house. Figure out what house you have. Because you might have a house that's, playing hard, then you don't want to not play hard to win because then they won't respect you, right? So I talked a lot to Jonathan, which makes me fear that he's going to be up on the block, but I don't know anything. I just get scared. And I talked to Joey, but Joey I've just worked with a lot, so I know Joey in a different way than Jonathan. I'm very social with. Joey I've worked with, but Joey I was just like, it was more like, have fun. This is what you bring. These are your clothes. Like, you don't need to wear tight jeans. You know what I mean? Like, just you're going to want to bring the sweatpants.
Bring the sweatpants.
Joey was less gameplay because he actually didn't even want my advice on gameplay. He was more like, is this gonna be okay? Am I gonna have fun? Am I gonna be okay? Am I gonna be okay?
Well, did he watch the show? Like, because I saw an interview of his. I think that I don't know that he was like I don't know that he's a super fan or anything.
I'm calmly shaking my head now, but if you're listening, you can't tell that I'm making a sarcastic face that says, no, I don't know if he ever watched any of it.
That's what I thought.
I'm not even sure he watched The Celebrity.
Well, because I think in one of his interviews, they're like, why are you here? And I feel like most people know, just say that you're a fan. You're a fan. And he was like, I don't know, CBS contacted me.
Yeah.
I'm like, Joey,
They all said that, though. Everyone said CBS contacted me.
Lie, guys,
obviously.
I think the different, because, Jonathan, I know for a fact Jonathan, like, loves reality shows. Like, I don't know how much of Big Brother. He's not like me who watched all the seasons or Ross who watched every season or Omarosa who watched every season. This was, I think, Jonathan hadn't watched a lot. And then when you watch, like, there's that one great clip where they're, like, trying to say, like, they don't even know what backdoor, like, no one knows what a backdoor is.
That was hysterical.
Except for Tom Green.
Yeah, Tom Green.
Was the only one who knew what a backdoor was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you were like, oh, this is a different game, right?
Yeah, there's a clip on the Big Brother YouTube that is of all they ask HouseGuests common questions like, what is HOH? Yeah. What's a backdoor? Who is Zingbot?
Right.
Can we take note that Ryan Lochte said Pong instead of Pawn? So yes, when he put two Pongs up, I was like,
oh God, did he really?
Okay, Morgan, what do you think of him? I feel like Morgan always has like these like crazy she loved James at first, which I grew to love James.
Everybody loves James.
I'm sorry, I was his number one supporter.
I grew to love
Bryce
James.
Hated James.
I did not like James at first, but he's been on our show and I like him a lot.
James.
He's great.
But he actually ended up playing like a really good game.
He stayed a lot longer than anyone had expected.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Even in the house, we were like, wait, how is he still here? Yeah.
Guys, I'm very excited for Ryan Lochte.
Oh my God.
I think he's in the nicest terms an idiot, but I think he's not going to be good
Tell
at
me
the
how
game.
you really feel, Morgan.
I mean, he's not going to be great at the game, but I think he's just going to be entertaining and like the lovable guy who's like, poor thing, has no clue what he's doing.
Yeah.
No idea.
Is it like another meta situation or is it?
I think
he's not going to try to escape.
Right.
I think Ryan's like, I got nothing else going on. I might as well stay here.
The wall.
He out the back door.
Yeah.
Literally.
But I think for some reason, he could, by accidental chance, make it farther than people are thinking.
Yeah,
because
maybe.
I feel like people will kind of look over him like, he's clueless. We can worry about him later. Let's push him to the back of everyone's radar.
Well, so that's kind of how I feel too about Jonathan, because if he goes in there thinking that, because he's obviously not like the biggest celebrity, but he has, I think he's smart enough to know if he plays under that, if he just kind of I don't know. He just makes himself less of a threat, or think that he's not this like big celebrity, big star or anything. I think that I think that could carry him.
Except, right, so I thought that's what he was going to do, right?
Uh-oh.
But, and no spoiler alerts, I just watched the 15 minutes behind the sneak peek 15 minutes. This is all I'm talking about, everybody. Don't get stressed out. I know nothing except for the sneak peek behind the scenes 15 minutes live feed. And I happened to turn it on. I've got like phone alarms ready to go when that sneak peek comes on. I'm like, oh my God, the sneak peek time. But... And he was like he was full on running an exercise class.
I died.
For the Olympic and NFL players. Like he was running, he was training.
And the wrestlers.
Exactly. Like he was training, and he was like, give me 10, 9. And then even at the end, he was like, just give me, I got one more minute, you give me everything. And then I'm like, literally like, no, this is not playing under the radar. That's like, you are now training them. Like, no, that's, you act like, I don't want, and Joey's like in the kitchen looking up, like making, like he's like, oh God, buddy, oh God, you know? So had I not seen that clip, I actually was excited that I was like, oh, well, there's more physical threats than Jonathan. Yeah. Jonathan could go far.
Right.
But it looked like Jonathan was the traitor of the physical threats.
That's a really good point.
I think that what's going to help Jonathan, though, is he's so likable. I don't see him really making enemies. I feel like as long as he remembers quiet sometimes, which
It's hard for us.
It is.
It's hard.
Maybe a little bit
I'm
like
gonna let you know more.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna do well. I just don't see. I feel like his strategy, and it's kind of what I do. And I went in there was like, make friends with everyone.
Right.
If you can
Right.
make friends with everyone,
That's his strategy.
and a little more low key, Jonathan, I think he'll do good. So I just hope he remembers that because you go in there so excited,
So excited.
I'm sure he's so pumped
And
and,
after
like
being sequestered, you're like, oh my God, I'm so excited to talk to anybody, let
Anyone.
alone. I don't know. I thought he had a really good shot when I read the cast, and then I saw him in the house, and I was like,
That was not a
"Oh
good
no,
look.
Jonathan!"
But okay, you
There's
guys
still hope.
both. You guys both know him. You, you guys posted a picture. I don't know how. I wish we
was that at my house?
yes,
Yeah,
You guys posted a picture.
Did you know him before my house, or did you just meet him?
I had known him through like a bunch of mutual friends, so I never
Right.
met him, but all my friends were.
love
So it's like
him.
I
Yeah.
know him technically.
Yeah.
Through these
Yeah, no, you
people.
know.
But did you guys
It's great.
at that point know that he was going to be on the show?
No,
You
I
did. You
did.
did.
I knew.
Okay.
Caitlin was
mean,
at
he
my
just
house as
met
well,
you.
and she was like, "Who's doing Big Brother Celebrity? Who's doing?" And I was like, "I don't know." And she's like, "Jonathan's obviously doing it." I was like, "No, he's not." I didn't even say no, he's not. I was just like, and then I just kept talking about other people, and then later on, I was like, "Oh my God, she was so on to us." Like,
Wait, so Caitlin from BB20
Yeah.
knew that.
I think she
like-
just guessed because he was like probably.
Oh,
it was my New Year's party,
Okay,
and
okay.
probably he was probably. It's Jonathan. He's like he's like literally like a
Yeah.
puppy. He couldn't probably not ask 100 questions, right?
Right. Well, and of course, Rachel Riley was there too.
Yeah.
So he's literally
Oh, like,
surrounded
yeah.
by me, Alex,
Yeah.
Caitlin, Rachel, and we're all talking Big Brother. And I'm like, Jonathan.
Why do you care so much,
Yeah,
Jonathan?
yeah, really.
Yeah, I'm like,
Right.
And then
You
we're
care
like,
a
he
lot.
put us all in like a group
Is
chat
that
together.
many winners? I didn't realize there were so.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't put that
You
together
guys
either.
You guys should have taken a winner's photo. You guys.
Oh
really,
my God.
You guys
We will.
also
We're gonna
need-
watch it at my house.
You
We'll
need to
watch
like
it,
pump
yeah.
up yourselves a little
I
bit
always
more here.
forget
You
sometimes
guys
that I
won
won.
Big Brother.
I never forget that I won.
I mean,
I
I don't
never-
either.
And
I'd
Zeb
say.
never let you forget.
Never. It's still set. Can we swear on this show or no?
Yes.
On my refrigerator, there's still a sign that says "fucking champion." That when I walked into the house, that was put up on
love
my
it.
television, on my refrigerator.
Well, okay, so I am going to spoil something. I read something online. I don't know if this is true or not. It's from Vegas,
Okay.
the notorious BB,
So
mole or
controversial.
whatever.
Listen,
Lately,
Vegas
yeah.
didn't get a lot of those like spoiler alerts.
Yeah.
So how much can we believe Vegas?
Well, the only reason why I think that this might be true, actually,
Okay.
you confirmed it, kind of, sort of, in
Which
a weird
one?
way, is that apparently Joey and Jonathan have formed an alliance.
I'm here for that.
I wouldn't be surprised. I believe that because I did tell Jonathan. I said, there's gonna be someone in there that I've worked with because I was very like, I'm not telling anyone else's business.
Yeah, of course.
And I did say to him, this guy, it's a guy that I've worked with. When you get in the house, it will be because I was on Melissa and Joey.
Yeah,
I'm sure
yeah,
he was like,
yeah.
that's Joey. But I was like, I'm not gonna tell you who. There's somebody going in the house who I believe will never lie to you because I believe that Joey is the kind of guy that will never lie. But I didn't tell Joey anything about, like, I didn't tell them
Interesting.
that each other were going in.
Right.
But I would believe that Jonathan would trust him because I just
could
know
see
that
that.
Joey's not going to lie to anybody. Joey is a very, like,
there.
upstanding.
Upscale or
Thank you.
upstanding gentleman. Yeah,
but he's also
of
just
course.
like not a like. I didn't lie. Like he's not gonna trick him. He might be like, dude, I gotta let you go. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope
Well,
that's
apparently,
true.
according to like some, I don't remember what I was like. Rob has a podcast. They were talking about. I think they've done like cake wars together. So they
Maybe.
apparently
okay.
know each other. So I think they were saying Jonathan knows Joey and he also knows Lolo from
Yeah.
Dancing with the Stars. So I'm wondering if that
And
will be kind of
Lindsay
like a
Lohan's
trifecta.
mom.
Well,
Right.
Dina, yeah. Well,
Dina,
this is what
which because that was always on the list, right? That said that
Yeah.
Dina Lohan was
Right, of
going
course.
in, and I said to him, if that's true, and he did the interview with Lindsay,
Right.
Yes,
like
and
2
Mykonos,
days
yeah,
before he went in the
that's-
house, and I was like, if she brings it up to you, don't you bring it up to her.
Yeah.
Like I was like, if she's really going in and she brings it up to you, but I also, in fairness, was like, you also don't need to take care of her because I think that's like what happened with Ross and Brandy.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you know somebody, it's like that weird thing. Do I need to take
Yes.
care of you now?
Okay, well
And-
that's
Right,
that's actually a very good topic that I wanted to talk to you about, especially because I know you knew Shannon before you went into the house.
I didn't know her.
Oh, you
like,
didn't?
what people don't get is like how much I didn't really know. Like,
Okay. Okay.
Shannon and I both did Dancing with the Stars together.
Okay.
But Dancing with the Stars is not Big Brother.
Total beast,
and it
totally
was
different
also. I didn't even have a child yet. My son is 10 and she's never met my child. So like when people
Okay.
have to realize
Yeah.
like Shannon and I are better friends now than we were obviously
Right.
prior to going into the house. So but knowing someone it's a hard call because it's
Okay.
like Like, I think, like...
Tamar and Candy also know each other, just so
Okay.
you know. They knew each other.
That'll be interesting. If
It's
they work
harder
together.
to mess up, like, to screw somebody over when you know them.
Yeah.
It is harder to. I mean... It happens, right?
Right.
But it is harder to. But it's also, once you know somebody going in, you're like, unless you had a conversation prior to going in, you can't have that conversation once you're in there, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And so I think the problem is it's a different game because it becomes so much more personal. Like I think what we saw with Ross and Brandy, it was so much more personal
Right.
than it should have been because
Yeah.
it's just a game.
And they did know each other. That's because I always thought about that with the. I mean, obviously you went into the house with your sister, so you knew her, and that was
a whole different
that was a
ballgame.
whole nother.
Yeah.
I wish it was different.
But I mean that obviously. Gave
I mean,
you
I'm very happy I
Oh
won.
my God, your whole show just came flying back to me in like 30s. I was like, oh yeah, and she was all mad and she wore the hat and those faces look the same. Oh my God,
Right.
your whole show just came back to me.
I'm scarred. I can't wear pink anymore because
my God.
was forced against my
Also,
will.
every show that you're on, including X on the Beach, is like literally them just like throwing every possible thing they
Everything.
like wrench, every single wrench.
My
that they
sister
can.
showed up on X on the Beach.
Oh, I didn't know that.
She came and crashed my date and ruined my whole entire
Why
life.
did she do this to you?
I don't know.
Oh my God.
Thank you, Alex.
I think they just like to see our reactions when we like see each other because it's always just like, what are you doing
Yeah.
here?
I mean, Morgan's like,
How do you guys not tell each other?
yeah.
Well, that's a whole nother show,
You
but-
would have been out of contact or
No.
whatever.
That one, yes.
Yeah,
But
I know.
this one...
Okay, so fun BB fact real quick. So we both knew we were in casting. We were told by Big Brother, one will go in, one will be the alternate for the other sister. So it was always a competition of let the best sister win. If you move in, your sister's
that
not
nuts?
in.
Oh my God.
So I was the first
Fly
person
on
to
the
move
wall.
in.
Yeah. Fly on
So
the
when
wall.
I like moved in, I was like, oh my God, I'm the sister that
I won.
I'm the better one. And then she moved in last, and I was like, they didn't.
Of course they didn't.
Yeah, of course they didn't. They were doing that the whole time. That is
Yeah.
hysterical. I didn't think. I mean, but it's just that's a whole nother level of
That's
frustration
crazy.
too.
Yeah.
But like with celebrities, because you guys do all run in the same sort of.
And when people,
community.
you do, like, I mean, if I'd walked in and there was Joey, I would have been like, oh my God, we've like, because I went in and I knew Shannon just from being on the same show.
It's amazing that you didn't know Ross.
And
Like,
nobody,
it's
no,
unbelievable.
everyone's like, how is that possible?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense
You know,
that
it
you
doesn't
guys
make
didn't
any
know.
sense. But I didn't know him. And I think both of us had the same feeling when we both walked in, and we've talked about it since then. We both were like, oh, shoot, you're here. Because we're sort of the same role in
Yeah,
that. And
a
when
little
you're
bit.
casting a show, it's like, so I would always joke, I'm like, oh my God, they put both of us in here in case one of us got kicked out. They wanted like a loud, chubby, funny person. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's clearly they wanted that. But I feel like with the new cast, I can't wait to see
I
the
can't
show and
wait.
see who does know each other, because it's different now, right? Because our first our season was mostly fans. The only people that really didn't know the show was like Meta. Everyone else, there was nobody else who didn't understand, because you don't do a first season of a show unless you're a fan of the show.
Right.
Now we've got season 2, and it seems like a lot of people don't know the show. So it's because now they're just a fan of being on the show,
Well,
right?
and also it was such a huge.
It was a huge success, and
you
people
know?
are like,
I mean,
CBS loved the show,
Yeah.
come do this show. So that becomes a different show, because
Right.
now, I mean, and if you look at the cast, I mean, our cast is like a bunch of goofballs compared, like the cast they have in there right now, everyone is like a physical beast, like
Yeah.
literally. And the person that I knew that didn't end up doing the show would have never done well, because she's not a physical beast. She was more like me. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have done well in this cast. Like, they might have kept me along just to like, because they couldn't beat me, but like, no, but I wouldn't have done well. I wouldn't have been happy with Jonathan and everybody yelling at me to work out. Like we tried to do a stretch class once. We were like, Meta, do a stretch class for us. And no one could pull it together and do it. So, like, we couldn't even get a stretch class, and they're all like exercising together.
And it's only been
amazing.
3 days. And
Yeah.
like usually you start working
Ugh.
out when you get really bored, and that's like at least a weekend.
They're
Yeah.
all physical. Every
Yeah.
single one of those, every single person in there has a physical
Well, that's
element.
where I think it's gonna be interesting, because I mean, I always thought that it was so funny. We always like complain about Shannon. We would always be like, Shannon, what are you doing? Because she was like
Oh my God,
this giant,
responsibilities.
massive fan,
Yeah.
and yet she's like winning every single competition, like showing all of her cards, and we're like, stop. So I'm wondering,
Yeah.
like,
I think
mean,
she would have done really well in this cast, because,
Mm-hmm.
and this is what I hope, Jonathan, when I said to you, like, I was like, don't win a lot of things, because this cast, I feel like, wouldn't let you win unless you win.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
this cast, like, whereas like my cast we had different things going on. It was a much more emotional season. Whereas this cast, I'm like, no, these are Olympic medalists. You have to win something.
Heisman Trophy winner.
Well, I feel like with them, they're not going to want to throw things.
Nobody.
Because I feel like their pride is
Listen,
going to
I
be
didn't
like,
throw
they're so used to
anything.
it.
I just
Yeah.
But
couldn't
like,
do
you know,
it.
like on whatever,
Yeah.
like 19, when it was like everyone was throwing
Oh my God.
every
That
competition.
was
I'm
great.
like,
when
can you-
Paul made every single person in the whole
was
entire
supposed-
season
throw a comp.
one whole
Yeah,
comp. And
you're
every,
gonna comp. You're gonna throw this comp. You're gonna throw
every
this one.
single solitary person that last one of those.
Remember the
last
slip and slide one when he
Oh.
literally rigged that, and people were like, "No, I'm not gonna just do it. I'm just gonna do it." And they
I'm
let
still
whoever-
mind blown by that whole season. Like, it still
I know.
shakes me to my
It's
core.
made me so mad. I feel like the odd numbers are not good. Like they're like 17 was weird.
Yeah,
and
well,
like,
this is
you know,
CBB too, so it's we're on a good
it's
note.
it's a good
an
note.
You know, it's
even.
gonna be good. I can't
Oh,
wait.
it's going to be really good. Okay, so I want to keep
Yeah.
going down the cast here. So, I think we talked about Dina Lohan a little bit, but I mean, she
might
seems
be the
like
first
a
to go.
crazy
I think so.
choice.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if, like, you know, I didn't finish this article because I didn't want to be spoiled, but basically they apparently, if this alliance is true, they have someone in mind. I don't know who it is. I didn't, but I'm wondering if it might be her.
I can see her being one of the first to go, just because to me she doesn't seem outspoken enough, and I feel like
Yeah.
if she did get put up, she'd have a hard time talking her way through as to why she should stay,
Well-
and you know, why do you need to keep me and all that.
And she doesn't seem to fit in this cast,
Yeah.
right? Like, and if you think
She
about
probably would've
who's
been better on
in-
yours.
Yeah. Oh, please.
Yeah.
We were the misfits of misfits. Like,
Oh my gosh,
like we
you're
were
being
such a no, but like,
ridiculous.
we were such a crazy group of misfits that, like, I mean, like, our longest challenge lasted like 20 minutes. Like, we never, like, we didn't even, like, it seems like it's forever because, you know, you watch the competitions, but I feel like she doesn't fit in the cast. Like how in our cast, like Chuck really was like Chuck
Mm-hmm.
and Shannon were really competitive, and it didn't work
yeah.
in our group, whereas Chuck probably would have done great in this group,
Right.
right?
I could see her
So
doing
yeah,
better.
Well, I just wonder if she's going to be more like Brandy or she's going to be more like a Mark.
she
I think-
seems not like Brand.
No, I think she'll be more like a Mark. I feel like she's gonna be very soft spoken. I don't know.
I
and
don't know. I just feel like she's a little more volatile than that.
Really? See,
I
I
don't
watched
know.
some of her
I-
interviews, and I was just like, I just wasn't seeing
When she's
a
like
spark
yelling
from her.
I mean, I remember watching like an episode of Living Lohan, and she's like, "Allie, get off the phone now! You gotta eat dinner!" And we're like, he's screaming at her kids. I'm like, oh my god.
I think that Kato Caitlin's going to be a little bit like Mark.
Yeah, okay.
I actually feel that combo. Like, I also feel like, no offense to Kato, and I'm sorry, but I feel like Joey walked in that house and Kato Caitlin was there, and Joey Lawrence was like, why am I here? Like, cause like I feel like that's the one where you're like, oh my god, what did I do? Like,
Yeah.
why? Like, you know, like even like Scaramucci, you're like, that's not Omarosa.
No.
Omarosa, like they could have brought Omarosa back.
what's your-
Like,
No.
just bring
I
Omarosa
honestly
back.
thought
Don't
someone
do
from your season
Scaramucci
would-
No,
again. Like,
right.
just do Omarosa.
Wait, what was your first thought when you saw Omarosa
That's
on,
what I-
on a random note? I
Great
must know
question.
what went
Great
through your
question.
head.
Oh, I think there's a GIF of it. There's literally a GIF
You're
of
like-
me going, oh my god. Like that was like out forever. I was like, oh my god. Like I was like, because I grew up, I mean, I'm a reality queen. Like, I'm not just Big Brother. Like, embarrassingly, like, I watched the first season of Celebrity Apprentice. I watch Amazing
Oh, yeah.
Race. I watch Survivor. I watch, and there's not, like, I watch those kind of competition shows more than, I don't watch the Beverly Housewives. I'm not into those. I'm into
The competition stuff. Yeah, of course.
and so I like, let alone if she had done that and never worked for Trump, like if this was just Omarosa, I would have lost my mind. It was the same thing, you know what I mean? Like it had nothing
Yeah.
to do with working in the White House. I was like she was my safe bet when they were like, who don't you want in this house? And I'm like so politically correct that for like a week I was like, nope, anybody, I don't know, I can't think of anybody, like the whole time. And then finally I gave up, like, well, I mean, like if Omarosa walked in, like that was like,
Stop.
swear to God, because I was like, well,
Lo
she's
and behold.
because she was like
Amazing.
in the White House a week before, so like there was no chance
there
it
you
was going to
guys
be
are.
her. Yeah, I beat her in
That's
that.
still-
I beat her in every competition.
Yeah.
Woo!
Thank
That
you.
is-
Oh
okay.
no, not the hanging. She hung on the wall longer than me because her
okay. We can
butt.
forget
It was
that.
a butt one.
Yeah, but no, I think you do bring up a good point. It's what's interesting too about Scaramucci is that actually Julie has said in interviews that she wanted Scaramucci over
one.
anybody.
Oh,
Like she
really?
said, she wanted him. They called him for season 1. I know they called him for
Yeah.
season 1. He turned him down. Didn't realize probably how
Did he
successful
really?
the show was going to
Yeah.
be. And then he saw probably all the attention that everybody got, and also Omarosa. So
She thanked me in her book. Just
yeah.
so you
Oh,
know.
see, there you go.
Well, you know
There
what's
go.
random?
My phone is totally tapped. Just so you guys
Tapped,
know.
yeah.
Anything we're talking about, the FBI.
Oh,
is-
absolutely. I mean, but you know what's interesting too is that he like. Sorry, I want to get.
Oh, no,
But
go
I
ahead.
just, I know, I just was gonna try. No, I know. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna
Thank
do.
you. So
You guys are cute.
Anyway, so I wanted to, but apparently they called him. He said no. They called him this season, and he obviously agreed. But what was interesting is that that they wanted him this whole time, and I just sort of don't understand. The other thing is that I don't know if anybody cares anymore about like.
Right.
First of all, Omarosa had just been fired.
No, 1 week.
Like.
1 week
Crazy,
before. Yeah, it was
or like
crazy.
she had just been fired
Yeah.
and she couldn't stand him. Scaramucci, from the interviews that I've seen of him,
He's
does it.
very like.
He's
neutral.
like, I don't have any bad blood. I have no animosity toward the president. Like I don't even care that I
He's
got
not
It's almost
Omarosa,
like-
you
yeah.
guys. It's not the
You know
same.
what's random about him though? After maybe during Celebrity Big Brother, he went through and started following every Big Brother alum.
Oh, he
Like,
follows me.
What?
Yeah,
Scaramucci?
Yeah.
Does he follow me?
he must.
He,
I have to look.
He 100%
Or at least
does.
he did, and then like.
Yeah.
He went on a spree where he followed all these people
Yeah.
associated with Big Brother, like random people. I don't know if he then unfollowed them, but it was like at such a random time too. So I don't know if he all of a sudden realized like I missed my chance with Celebrity Big Brother 1. Now I need to follow all these people so they
Yeah.
remember me.
Or maybe
and
he
bring
just
me
thought,
for
I mean,
two.
it was probably like a really, he probably was like, I should really not shot myself in the foot, that's the wrong phrase,
Right.
but to that extent, it's like, he probably was like, wow, what a missed opportunity that I just saw. Now these huge, massive numbers
Exactly,
that are
yeah.
competing against the Olympics.
Yeah,
I mean, granted, it didn't like, you know, but
Nothing's gonna beat the Olympics.
nothing is going to beat
but
the Olympics.
It was.
It came
It
close,
was
I feel
it was a
like.
massive
It was a massive hit,
for
yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
And I just think that he there'd be no reason
Yeah,
to
follows me.
See?
He follows me. Scaramucci follows
Yes.
me.
Yes.
I was gonna say.
I gotta look, too. I gotta
I
look
love
and
that I
see.
was like, I don't care that he's on the show. Oh my god, he follows me, you guys. Oh my god, I just saw. I love it. I love it.
That is so funny to me.
So, is there anybody that you guys think could be a dark horse? Like, just looking at the cast, obviously, we haven't seen anything. And so, yeah, go ahead.
I think Natalie Eva Marie missed 3 names. I think she's
yeah.
Three
somebody.
first names. It's
Three first names. I think
Yes.
she's going to be a contender. I think
Absolutely.
she's going to make it very far, if not to the end.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's likable. I think she's going to be good at competitions. I think
love her
she
hair.
can. Hair is great.
Yeah, no.
I
Is it
think
purple?
yeah. And I think she's going to be one of the girls who will keep her cool. Whereas, like, I feel like Lolo is kind of similar to her, but I think Lolo is going to go crazy. Because she's been on the challenge and she is very controversial, very hot-headed.
she?
Interesting.
Oh, I didn't get that at all. Like, I don't know anything about her.
I don't know anything about those two. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I don't know.
just-
No. It's all right. I don't know anything about her, so I was like,
That's just what I had
she's been on
heard.
like she was in the Winter Olympics and the Summer Olympics. I was like,
She's a
oh my god, I
beast.
Yeah.
hate you.
Yeah.
Like, so she's like. That's all. Like to me, I'm like she's just gonna win every competition. Like
Yeah.
because as much as like Ryan, we're like he's an Olympic too. I just don't feel like he's gonna be as good at the competition. Like if the competitions aren't like who swims the fastest or who
Right.
can lift the most weight.
Right.
The competitions are like
Or
A
who
little
can-
more mental.
Who could lie about being robbed in Brazil? I mean,
Right.
he didn't get away with it.
I know.
Like at least
that good of
listen,
a
he's not
liar.
that good.
No, I know. That's what I said. I
No,
was like,
wait.
he needs to like sharpen his acting chops if he's gonna in the
Yeah,
Big
he
Brother
does.
house.
But I think I was watching just the interviews that anyone else could have watched. No spoilers. Tamara, she knows. Am I saying her name wrong?
Yeah, I know.
Tamar.
I think it's
Tamar. It's
Tamar.
Okay.
confusing.
Tamar.
Tamar. There we go.
There we go.
She knows the game. She seems like the only one that really knows the game,
Yeah.
right? And I heard her saying like, I'm not going into a girls' alliance because girls, it never works. And you know what? She's right.
Yep.
Except that's why I won, was because of my girls' alliance. But I will say, she's right. Those girls' alliance, and also you don't have the numbers, so being in a girls' alliance isn't
Right,
going to
right,
do
right.
any good in this
Yeah.
point. Although these girls are,
They're
these
I
are
think they're
intense
contenders.
girls.
Yeah,
What I
they are
like
intense.
about Tamar, she said one thing. They asked her, and she's like, "I will not quit, like over my dead body."
Nobody's
and I'm like,
quitting.
Those are
I love that. I'm like,
Yeah.
for that, because a lot of people are like, you know, like it's a good experience, all this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, I want to see someone. And I feel like all of these people really want to be here. But when she said that, I was like, you know what? Yeah, over your dead body. You are staying. I think she's going to be a contender. The only thing that worries me about her is I know she like let go from the real. So one of her family members like came out and said like, girl, you're going to have a hard time because you do not get along with people. And I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh, that's one thing you really
Right.
need to do in the
Yeah.
show.
That's where I think people like Jonathan, whereas like why I think where they are going to do well is that they're both used to look, being an actor, and not saying that in other parts of your life, other jobs, but you walk onto a set, there's 50 people that you have to be nice. You know what I mean? Like you have to figure out personalities, the director, the DB, you know, it's like every single person comes in and like, no, and like the wardrobe, like you have to figure out how to be social and like people. And we're on sets. So like 14 hours a day, just trying to entertain ourselves. Like being in the Big Brother house for me was literally like being in a theater on a 12-day tech day, or just like, it's like, well, that's what happens. And I like half, I hate half, so I have to figure it out, right? Whereas people who are used to fighting or are not used to just having to deal with different personalities, and like, I think are gonna have a bigger problem. Like sometimes athletes don't have to, like if they don't like somebody, it really doesn't really matter. Like when you're in like, especially in a theater or in, you know, as an actor, you have to like,
absolutely,
you're never the boss. Like
people.
we're never the boss.
Right.
Nobody's like, no matter what big celebrity, there's still somebody bigger than you.
And also when you're working on a production, I mean, you are spend more time with those people than you do your own family.
That's why theater people are always like, you're my family.
Yeah.
Like we are, because you do spend so much time.
But it's true. And I mean, obviously like that's, you know, you've
Yeah.
experienced that too. And it's insane that, you know, that's why a lot of people, I think in this business too, want to hire people and want to get along, because they want to get people, they want to have people that they get along with.
Yeah.
And that's a really good point. I never thought about that.
And in the Big Brother house, especially with celebrities, if you look at them, you're going, well, these are athletes and that's, you know, but, or like Lindsay Lohan's mom. Okay. I'm just going to keep calling her Lindsay Lohan's mom, right? Like she's not someone who she doesn't have to be a people pleaser.
Yeah.
Right.
And in Celebrity Big Brother, you have to be a people pleaser,
Absolutely.
or else you're just going to have problems.
Well,
I
that's
think
why
she's going to have a hard time.
Interesting.
I'm very interested in
Because we don't know her name. We're just calling her Lindsay Lohan's mom.
She's just Lindsay Lohan's mom.
I hope everyone in the house calls her that as well.
That would be
Lindsay
really
Lohan's
great.
mom.
But I think there's something that you're onto something. But first Tamar, I do think is like
Joey's
is a
gonna
dark
do
horse. But I
well.
think Joey can do well if he just kind of stays under the radar and it's just nice.
Joey can do really well because he's not the youngest guy.
Yeah.
And normally he would be considered a physical threat, but we have Olympic athletes.
Right.
Let's
You
be
have Ryan
honest.
Lochte.
Like you have and wrestlers, and like these girls aren't just like they are like 10 Shannons.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's like everyone's a Shannon, which is going to make I think the Big Brother fans are going to be more excited about this cast in the game, except that they don't know the game.
Which will be very interesting.
Yeah.
It'll either be like people like it and it's entertaining to watch these people figure out Big Brother, or it's going to be almost irritating because it's like,
But like in our
idea.
season 2, people, I think because it hadn't been out yet, it was the first season, people wanted to leave, right?
Yeah.
So like I'll never forget when Meta was like, I want to leave the first day, and I was like, awesome, let's let Meta go. Like this isn't fun. Bye Meta. Like you guys let Meta go. And the girls were like, literally looked at me and said, no, if he wants to leave today, imagine how much he's going to want to leave next week. And I was like, oh, I didn't even think of that. Like I was just like being like, let's just let Meta leave.
Yeah.
Like, let's not keep someone here that doesn't want to be here. Whereas I don't think anyone going in the house this time, now they at least were like able to be given a show and go. I will say one person I spoke to, I'm not going to say names, I'm not naming names. One of the 3 said to me, and then they said from like 10 to 10, it's our own time. And I was like, oh, no, there is no your own time.
No me time
There's
in Big
no
Brother.
your own
Your own
time. No, there's cameras on you all the time. Not
Yeah.
from 10 to 10, they turn the cameras off.
Me time.
Right.
Oh,
Well,
sweet.
I know we've talked about this a lot, but it's interesting now in the recent seasons of Big Brother, especially like the summer version, because a lot of these people are the people that win are the people, and not I shouldn't just marginalize, but like a lot of the people that win stay really low under the radar. They are not usually the strongest competitor, not usually the strongest social game, whatever. I'm just curious as to like if the Superfans HouseGuests have kind of ruined the game in a sense. Like, are they going to, is it better to have people that don't know the game, because then they're actually going to be playing it rather than having the strategy of like, let me sit back and watch everybody else do this.
Right.
So I'm just, it's interesting.
But for someone who's been in there, and I'm sure lots of people think, oh, she sat back and let the game happen around her. That's not what I did.
No.
Do you know what I'm saying? So I think like I knew going in as a super fan of the show.
Yeah.
The only way I can win this game is for everybody, because I thought I'm going to go in and either they're going to vote me out the first day because I'm so freaking annoying, which I know, like either you love me or hate me. Like, trust me, you go read the message boards. Either you love me or hate me. Like, I know, and I'm fine with it. You'll be reading that here, I'm sure. It's okay.
Well,
but,
yeah.
but it's like, so if I stay though, then I've got a good chance at winning, right? Because then it's like, okay, people get my personality, they like me, but I'm not so. You keep me around, and like, and I mean, but I was very like proactive and like, I'm just so happy to be here. I just want to be in the Final Four. I just want to be on the show.
Yeah.
And in fairness, it's a different game. It's a harder
sure.
game because
it's not the Big Brother game. I mean, it's not Celebrity Big Brother. I don't think that was like that because it was like that was I mean, that was insane. Like what you guys did. But
I'm just saying. But like, I think even like for the people coming in, like I think Casey. Like, she laid low in the beginning. Like, I remember just being like, oh my God, is she even playing? And I thought she was supposed to be a football player. Like, you're like, oh no, she did that all on purpose. It's harder.
Right.
It's because when I say I lost every competition, I didn't try to lose.
No, of
I
course
tried to win everyone.
Yep.
I couldn't imagine being Casey, who could have won every single one in the beginning and chose not to. Like, she clearly chose not to. I could not I did my very best. Like, and if like the wall one, if I could have gone faster, like I had all the dates, like I just couldn't, I wasn't as physically capable of doing it, but I got it 100%. You know what I mean? And it's like, so it's one of those things where the people playing now, I don't know. Like, I think it's weird to go into the house and not know the game.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not Dancing with the Stars. Like, Dancing with the Stars is, you can't, there's no strategy. It's either you play or you don't play.
Yeah.
Same with Amazing Race. There's no, like, strategy. I mean, I would go in and try to be like, let's align with other teams immediately.
Right.
You know, I would try to find a strategy. But this is like, if you don't know the game, you're going in with a handicap.
Yeah. Interesting. I will say I thought one of the best moves that you did was when you convinced all the girls to use the bag. To request to use the recast power against the men. That was so
great.
amazing.
And by the way, nobody
Never
even
forget.
talks
No,
about it. You're the only one that has ever said this to me.
We said it on the show.
Oh my God, I love
that
you guys.
was the most
brilliant.
You guys,
that
I
was
love
a
you.
brilliant move because I was like,
You
how
guys.
did no one think of that?
Not only did no one think of it, no one even gave me credit for that, so I really appreciate it.
No.
Right here.
You guys,
Right
thank
here,
you so
right
much.
now. No, but
because let me tell
seriously.
you, because what happened was I'm just going to talk about it for 1 minute. But I got so wrapped up in the game with Shannon, and I was like, well, I'm going to go in and get it for you. I'm going to go in and get it for you. And then I went to bed and I was like, wait, nobody's voting me out. Why do I want to be HOH this week? Like, I can't win the HOH power, so I can't be the only one that goes in. So then I was like, we need to get the numbers behind us, Shannon. We need to get the numbers behind us. And then and I couldn't believe when I watched the show back. And then I had told Ross earlier, I said, I don't think I'm going to take the bag. I'm like, Ross, we don't need to take the bag. And then later I was like, oh no, I don't want to let Ross know that I'm not taking the bag because who knows what's going to happen with this relationship. It was only, day 3. So I was like, I'm taking the bag. Let's all take the bag, Ross. We all have to take the bag, you know? And then when I came out, he was like, oh my God, what color chip did you get? And I literally was like, what? And I shit myself because I was like, oh my God, something happened in there that I don't know what happened, right?
Oh my gosh.
So then I was like, teal. Because teal, who gets teal? Like, I knew he wasn't going to be like, I got teal. Like, I was like, teal, because we were in that room, that teal room. Remember the Tiffany room?
Yeah.
But I was like, teal. Like, I'm dying inside. And then when they started to talk about it, I was like, oh my God, what if they know I didn't take the bag and I just told everybody? Because that would have ruined my game.
Yeah.
If I had told everybody I took the bag and I didn't, that would have been a great reason to send me home. And then I was shocked when I watched the show back that I couldn't believe Omarosa took the bag. She wasn't even,
I know.
she had immunity that week. Why was she trying to go take the
great.
I
bag?
think she maybe did that on purpose. I mean, I don't know if that was on purpose, but
so
but
great.
yeah, what I wanted to ask you though is, what did you like? Obviously, aside from winning, because I asked Derek Levasseur, I said, what was your best game move? And he was like, winning the game.
Well,
I
he's
was
so
like-
much smarter than me.
Besides winning, Derek.
Besides winning, what do you think your best game? Like, what was your what do you think your game winning move was?
My game winning move?
Or just your favorite, like the best thing that you did?
Well, I have my favorite thing that I did through that whole time was you'll never see me naming an alliance. Like, they would literally, I remember being with first with James and Shannon and Ross, and I was like, okay, you guys come up with a name and I'll be back. Because I was like, I always have to have deniability that I don't know that we're really in an alliance. So but I never wanted to lie. My whole thing was I'm never going to look at someone and lie. So when they were like, we're in an alliance, I'm like, we didn't even have a name because I didn't know the name. So I would constantly do things like that, and I would be very conscious of how I could not know. Or Omarosa would say to me, tell Ross that he's not my target, but Brandy is. Go tell him. I'm like, okay. But then I was like, I'm not telling anybody anything because if it comes out of your mouth, then it's you're the one that talks, right? So then I wouldn't, and then she'd be like, "Did you tell him?" I'm like, "Tell him what?" Because I think they all thought I was a dingbat from the beginning. So I just let everyone believe that I was a dingbat. Really, like I was just there to have fun. I was like I always was like, "Oh, I don't need the money." That's even why Brandy was like, "I'm voting for us because she needs the money." Like, who doesn't need the money?
Right.
Like there isn't everybody needs the money.
Like,
everyone, but I was very like, "Oh, my husband works so much, I don't need the money." But I always wanted the money.
Of course.
Like,
I mean, that would be the reason.
that's why I wanted the money.
Yeah.
It's money. Who doesn't need the money?
Okay, all right. So we're gonna wrap up, but before
no, there's so many more people to talk about.
I know.
We missed people.
Wait, can we all just say like our winning picks, like 3?
Yeah, no, yes. Okay, wait.
Okay.
But we're like we have to make sure that everyone watches this to the very last frame.
Okay.
Okay, but first it's now time for Chen Chatter.
I love
this is our Julie segment. So
Is that our time?
yes.
Okay, keep going.
Yeah, so it's now time for Chen Chatter, the segment where we discuss things host Julie Chen Moonves has said to the press with her take on Big Brother gameplay and production. Julie said, just recently in this video, she said, you can watch every season, but you still can't figure it out. You can only prepare so much for this game. So my question to you, two winners, what is the best advice you could give these celebrities? Say you could talk to them. I mean, obviously you did talk to them, but what is the best advice that you would give them in going into the house?
My thing would be for the first, at least, well, this is a very condensed season. So first couple days, just watch people. Sit back, watch. Don't open your mouth too much. Don't try and make any bold moves. That's the best that you can do is get a grip on like who you're in this house with, because I tried so hard to be like, I'm going to be with this kind of person. I'm going to align with this person and I'm going to have all men working with me. And then I went in and I was like, I have to reevaluate everything, because you're with these people and you're like, oh, I don't like this person. I hate this one. I can work with this. So just like sit back, relax, evaluate, let other people make the big moves, and then you can sneak in. So that'd be my advice.
Yeah, just joining in on that. Play the game that's in the house. Like, my game was a different game than your game. So you have to evaluate exactly and don't want to win too bad.
Gosh.
If you go in wanting to win, really wanting to win, they're gonna sniff it out on you.
Interesting.
You want to get kicked out of the house, tell everybody how bad you want to win. You'll go right away.
You guys, you heard it. You heard it here first. Okay, so the number $250,000 question: who is going to win? Who do you think is going to win?
I have 3 that I think about. I think if Jonathan can go with his original strategy and lay a little lower than we've seen in the little clip, I think he has a great chance. I think Natalie Eva Marie has a really good chance for the females. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say the mooch.
No way.
Wow.
No way. I'll do Tom Green, Joey, or Tamara.
See, God, we didn't even get to talk about Tom Green. He is the most fascinating person.
I want
to
him to stay in the house so bad.
He is so interesting
Those
to
are my
me.
3.
He's so
Who are yours? Who are yours?
Okay, I think Tom Green also. I think Joey, and I think Tamar.
Yeah, we have the exact same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, did you say Tamar?
I did.
Oh,
Well, I think I called her Tamara.
Same thing.
Because I'm thinking of how it's spelled.
That's what you.
Sorry, you guys.
Oh yeah. So, and also I think, Jonathan. But listen, I want you to. You remember Marissa, we on BB20, our first after show, we called. All of us said Casey. Like you, me, and Jessica.
So that means
are-
we've all said.
Okay, I will say I agree with Tamar. I think Tamar, because she knows the game, and I feel like
she's got to keep. If she keeps it calm.
Yeah, she's got to keep it.
And she
together.
needs to work on her people skills. I think if we see the first episode and she seems like she's well liked, I will go with that one. Okay. I just got to see it first.
I think Tom Green is gonna go under the radar because we don't think he's gonna win a
And he's
competition.
funny and he's social.
And
I think he's gonna piss people off.
I think he's also gonna be mean. So he scares me, but we'll see.
I'm interested.
Is there
I'm
any-
excited.
Joey, Jonathan, yeah.
Just
I think
very,
Joey could also go far.
Yeah.
Very final question for you, Marissa. Is there anybody that you see playing like you in this season? Like that's that could see
No.
using your strategy? Okay, interesting.
I think my strategy is not going to work in this house of athletes.
That makes total sense.
I think you've got to win things to be at the end to be able to be like, I won these 4 things. I think these are competitors they're not social. These people are people who work out by themselves on a daily basis.
Yeah. All right, you guys, that's it. Thank you for joining us on our Celebrity Big Brother After Show preview show. Join us this Wednesday when we start our first Celebrity Big Brother After Show, premiering on AfterBuzz at 9 p.m. We'll be covering three episodes. Since the season, once again, is very fast and furious, we are going to be doing 2 after shows a week for 3 weeks. They're going to be on Mondays and Wednesdays. So check out social media. Go to our pages. We'll give you all the dates. In the meantime, follow us on social media to get our commentary as the season begins to unfold. Thank you to the one and only Marissa Jaret Winokur
thank you guys.
for coming to the studio. You can follow her on Instagram at Marissa Jaret Winokur and on Twitter at Marissa J. Winokur. Morgan, take it away.
Guys, same old with me. You can follow me on Twitter at Morgan_Let. I can't talk. Instagram at Morgan Lee Willette, where I just post a bunch of photos of myself. So go. I talk
And
more
her
on
sister.
Twitter.
They look really cute together.
I talk more on Twitter.
And you can follow me at Bryce Advice from outside the Big Brother house and inside AfterBuzz TV studios. I'm Bryce McClay. Good night.
Yay!
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.